Ah, Christmas time. A time for singing, rejoicing, gift-giving, and buying yourself an Oculus Quest 2. Arguably, the best bang for your buck when it comes to the current lineup of virtual reality headsets. And the first thing I thought when I picked up the package was,
so light, like a croissant.
Which could be either a good thing or a bad thing, depending on who you ask. But let's open things up and see what we've got. The Quest 2 might just be the most successful VR system ever released, having sold out almost everywhere leading up to this past Christmas. I was lucky enough to receive mine just before New Year's Eve. However, this was not my first foray into the world of VR. Way back in 2014, I registered as a developer with Oculus so that I could purchase the second version of the Oculus Rift Development Kit, or DK2. It was the last commercially available Oculus prototype before the Rift CV1. Do you care about any of this? Probably not. But this was my first reaction when I put on the DK2 headset for the first time 6 years ago.
Okay. This is the freaking weirdest thing ever. Oh my gosh. I want to cry. This is like... Oh my gosh. Everybody said that it feels like you can reach out and touch stuff. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But oh my gosh, does it ever. And this head tracking is insane. I'm like in awe. This is my very first experience on any Rift, on any VR headset. This is so surreal. I mean, it's not real, so. It's just a desk, and this little window in front of me that says Oculus VR, and then just a big blue void around me. This is, I can't get over this. Like, I could just sit here and stare at this desk for like an hour. Like, this isn't getting old. This is just insane. Honestly, you have to try this. Until you try this, like, you can't naysay this thing until you try it.
Needless to say, I was amazed. And relieved. I had just spent $400 on a prototype piece of tech in a retail market that was barely taking its first steps. Fast forward to 2021, and there are hundreds of companies developing VR hardware, and hundreds more developing VR software. So it seemed like a good time to jump back into the world of VR and purchase the Quest 2. So here's a quick rundown of the biggest criticisms of the Quest 2, and my opinions on those things so far. Number 1, the build quality. Yes, this thing is light. Some could argue that it feels cheap, but this thing goes on your face. You want it to be light. Not only does more weight on the front of your head strain your neck muscles, but it also increases your rotational mass, making every turn of your head that much more difficult. So as long as this thing doesn't break during normal use, the lighter materials can only be a good thing. Number 2, the head strap. I can see how the comfort level could be increased by installing the official Elite strap or even third-party head mounting options, but I'm coming straight from the DK2, which was plain uncomfortable, so the stock head strap doesn't really bother me. The longest play session I've had so far was about 2 hours, and it was just barely becoming uncomfortable enough to break my immersion. The only real issue with the strap arises when you want to pass the headset around the room for friends to try. There's no quick way of fitting it correctly, so you either have to spend a couple minutes fitting it each time you switch with someone, or you just have to deal with being uncomfortable. My verdict here is the strap could be better, but it's good enough for most people. Number 3, the IPD settings. IPD stands for interpupillary distance, and basically just means the distance between your pupils. The Quest 2 has 3 distinct IPD settings, 58mm, 63mm, and 68mm. Some people claim that if this setting is off by even just a couple millimeters, the quality of your VR experience can suffer greatly. My IPD is 66mm, so my experience has been fine so far. But if your IPD falls way outside of these numbers, you may want to reconsider buying this particular headset. Number 4, larger controllers. The Quest 2 comes with 2 controllers, one for each hand. They're apparently noticeably larger than those that came with Quest 1. However, again, I'm coming straight from the DK2, which had precisely 0 controllers. This seems more like a preference complaint, and one that I'm sure only comes from having to get used to the size difference, and not from an inherent problem with the Quest 2 controllers themselves. And finally, number 5, Facebook login. In order to use the Quest 2, you need to have a valid Facebook account and link it to your Oculus account. This is probably the most widely hated aspect of the Quest 2. Many users either don't have a Facebook account and so they have to create one, or they simply don't want to use their real name within the Oculus ecosystem. This isn't really an issue for me though, because I have a Facebook account, I use my real name everywhere online anyway, and I've already accepted the fact that Facebook and every other tech company tracks my every move and will continue to do so until the day I die. Now for some gameplay. My daughter is playing on the floor with some toys that make sound, so don't mind that. When I first put this on, my wife, she looked at me and said, all I can think of when you're wearing that headset is, I just made out with that guy. Okay. All right, redraw the Guardian. For those of you who don't know what the Guardian is, basically in the Quest system, you can draw a shape around your safe play space, and that will keep you from bumping into things. So here we are in the Oculus Home environment. Currently, I have it set to this Winter Lodge, which is pretty cool. Whoa, that was freaky. Okay, there's a ghost in here. Don't know why that happened. There goes my daughter. If my Guardian were big enough, if my space were big enough, I could actually walk back into this room, which I have done. It's pretty cool. And I can select Classic Home, which is just kind of a, oh yeah, totally classic. You could do a space station. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Cyber City. Not bad, not bad. Ryokan Retreat. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but looks like a kind of like, you know, Japanese inspired retreat. Quest Dome. I kind of like this one. I might switch to this one at some point. Desert Terrace. That one's pretty cool. I mean, you get the idea. I wish that they could come out with custom environments, like you can build your own environment, or just download like more third-party environments. We'll go back to Winter Lodge because I like that one right now. And let's get into something. So I have just been kind of downloading every like free app that looked halfway decent. I played a bunch of them last night just to get rid of all the ones I didn't like. I ended up getting rid of a lot of them. Echo VR, I tried last night for the first time. I actually really liked it. I was nervous about it making me sick because you can move through 3D space and you're kind of floating around, and it's like a futuristic kind of zero gravity sort of thing. But anyway, Beat Saber, I feel like if you know anything about current VR games, you've heard of Beat Saber. But that's also super fun. Netflix is actually surprisingly awesome in VR. You wouldn't think so, but it really is. It's trippy to like sit on my couch in real life and look at the couch in Netflix and really feel like I'm there. I can lay down. There's a coffee table in front of me. And actually, it looks way better in the headset than I would have guessed. On the Oculus DK2, the screen door effect was pretty crazy. It was very prevalent. Everything just kind of had a low res vibe. And so when I first put this on, I was impressed that things didn't have the screen door effect. But I was further impressed that actually watching a video inside the headset would be something I would actually potentially prefer over watching in real life. At least in my house where we don't have 70-inch screen TVs. Job Simulator, that's a good one. I've got some footage here of some of my family playing that over the holidays.
What? Okay, smoothie time. Looks like a carrot. Oh. Oh no. Gosh, is that a steak? It needs to go in the smoothie? So they don't fit. Oh.
And then first steps is good. That's what I had everyone try for the first time, just so you can get used to, you know, how you grip the controllers and how you use your hands.
What does the rocket do? Wow! That's good. Gonna keep going. Oh, that's coming back to me now.
We can catch it.
11 is awesome. It's table tennis. It's super realistic. I used to, you know, play table tennis at work a lot with my friend. And, you know, obviously there are gaps in the realism, but it's very impressive. You can see how they put VR in the title there. Clever. This is a paid game. Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. I haven't tried it yet because it's a party game, and I didn't have it over the holidays. It's played in you know, one room. One person wears the headset. The person wearing the headset is trying to defuse a bomb, and everyone else in the room has to decipher instructions to defuse the bomb, and they have to just communicate to the person in the headset how to do it, but they can't see the bomb. Sounds kind of cool. I imagine it would be very fun. I think let's go into... I feel like all the music in Beat Saber is safe to use, but yeah, let's just try it. You know what? Let's just do $100 bills. And I'm going to do this on Expert, which I haven't done before, so it may be a dumpster fire. Here we go. I haven't done this one on Expert anyway. Oh, jeez. Oh, it's terrible. Let's not do it on Expert. Let's just do it on hard for now. If you play this game and you play everything on Expert or Expert Plus, this is probably so boring for you. It's hard not to dance a little bit when you're doing this. You look like a dork on the outside, but on the inside of this headset, you feel like so cool. That's Beat Saber. We'll do a little bit of 11 and then we'll be done. So obviously I didn't get a chance to record my first reactions right after I unboxed this thing. I was just a little too excited to get right into it. I didn't want to set up all my camera gear. But we've got my first reactions from VR in general, from the DK2. So I feel like that's probably enough. Honestly, when I put on this headset, I was impressed, but it wasn't the same kind of like visceral, like, oh my gosh, as it was with the DK2. So you probably didn't miss a whole lot. But anyway, this is 11 table tennis. This is my AI character. Wow, my daughter is really talking. This is my AI character. This is my avatar that I created. I don't know that it really looks like me, but it's close enough. You know, you can hit balls wherever in this room. The way it sort of curves in the air is pretty real. You can also change the environment that you're in here. You can do a studio apartment, which looks like this. I don't think you can hit stuff out of the window. Oh, you can. Oh, that's fun. Okay. You can also hit stuff up in this little loft area. My daughter's going crazy, so let's do this. It's multiplayer, so I actually have a request right now, and it's his serve. Ooh, good serve, dude. Wow, he's just gonna ace me this whole time. See if I can just ace him once. Yeah. Ah, what a dork. All right, I gotta be done because my daughter's going crazy. I might upload some other videos in the future, but that's it for now. My friend Mark is gonna, I think, get a Quest 2 in the near future. He mentioned it. Who knows? If he does, maybe we'll do some multiplayer stuff. That could be cool. But that's it for now. I won't make you stare at my lifeless headset, but I still have to talk into the microphone directly. Thanks for watching. What do you think, June? You got something to say? Yeah. She's laughing and crying all at once. Anyway, thanks for watching again. See ya!
Yeah, I like that. Oh, that's right. That's not our actual couch. Very cool. No. Darn.
Thanks.